Me on the Tarot Machine. This is your monthly love reading for the month of November 2017, and this will be for the sign of Capricorn. So let me get ready and give you a reading. And while I shuffle, let me explain what happened to me. I was dealing in October with a stomach flu, and it wiped me out, and whatever planetary stuff was happening, it was having me really not. It seemed like my intuitive part had shut down, and it was like more of just focusing on myself to see what was going on. And it was like, oh, okay, but I'm back. I knocked the thing in the bud, and I'm ready to give you your messages for the month. So let's go ahead and see what cards is coming up and see what you're working with for the month of November. Okay. Okay. In the center of the reading, what you have is the Page of Wands in reverse. And this is one of my new decks I had got in and wanted to use for Halloween until my stomach thing came up. So I'm finna use it now because the art on it is just, this is the best art I ever seen on a actual tarot deck. I'm gonna hold up the deck towards the end so you can see what it is, and maybe if you get into it, go ahead and pick you up one, because the graphics on it is basically the best. If you like something that looks very futuristic and gothic. So you have the Page of Wands in the middle in reverse. So the Page of Wands in reverse say you could be, if you're single, you could be meeting somebody that's younger than you that may come across not interested in making an action. If you're presenting yourself to be in a relationship with them, they could be coming off very sluggish, or they could be presenting a non-interest towards whatever you're saying when it comes to you offering a one-on-one relationship with them. It could be that they mind could be focusing on something else, or they could be just a person that is not interested at this time to be in a relationship. Either you're coming off like this to somebody, or somebody is coming off like this to you when you're talking to them. But they coming off that they're not very moved or willing to move forward or take any kind of information you're offering them about yourself when it comes to being in a one-on-one relationship, or showing a actual drive of moving towards you to be in a relationship at this time. If you already coupled up, what it's saying is either you is doing this or your companion is doing this, is displaying a slack off attitude when it comes to putting in something in your relationship to be better. You may be presenting a new idea to it, and they probably are not really thinking about it, or they're not really focused on it, and it's not giving them the initiative to go ahead and enact that into your relationship, to feel that it could bring a positive to your relationship, or to even venture into it to see if it would have a positive or negative. Either your companion is doing this or you're doing this with the companion. What you have underneath you is the King of Pentacles in the upright. So the King of Pentacles is saying is that you could be meeting somebody. If you're single, you could be meeting somebody that when you're talking to them to be in a one-on-one relationship, or you're presenting yourself to them, their focus is more on how could they build something solid with you to add to whatever they have. They may be a person that their concern is, when it comes to being in a one-on-one relationship, is not for them to be thrown off on their foundation that they already built for themselves. Either you're coming off like this to somebody you're talking to, or you're displaying this to somebody when they talk to you, that you want somebody to come with some tangibles to the table. You want them to come with something more than just a heart feeling. You want somebody to come to you that can help you build yourself solid when it comes to being in a one-on-one relationship. Either build it solid in a form of a friendship or a bond, or trying to build something together that y'all both can craft into something else, but they have to present it at the time when they're talking to you about being in a one-on-one relationship with you. If you are already coupled up, what it's saying is the sluggish feeling that either your companion is going through, they is more focused on building more solid stuff to the relationship so it wouldn't cause a disruption to whatever has been built in your relationship at from the previous time. So what they is you may bring them something to the table or information that's more on a hard space and they're not thinking in that direction, so they kind of wash that idea out and being lazy about it because they're thinking about more solid stuff that can help the relationship be better. Either you're doing this or your companion's doing this, that they're making the focal point of your relationship, and how to make it better is to put something more solid in the foundation itself, or put something solid in what y'all built on a financial level for the both of y'all. What you have in the past is the Page of Swords in reverse. So the Page of Swords in reverse is saying if you're single, you may met somebody that was younger than you that in the past that you thought that could have worked out, and they may have presented themselves at one time that they knew what they was talking about and they had this certain kind of flair with their words, but when you dug deeper into what they was talking about, it sounded like bullshit or rhetoric, or they was trying to throw a smoke screen up, or there was a person that just did not know how to talk to a person about being in a one-on-one relationship. Usually they become combative, or they draw a instant line in the sand when it comes to you bringing up certain things that you're trying to figure out from that person. Either you did this to somebody in the past, or somebody in the past did this to you, and this person was either younger than you. And always, a lot of readers say that Pages is always a younger person based on quote unquote age. To me, that's not it. It's really you're younger in experience compared to another person that you may be talking to or be around at that time. You may be younger, you could be older and have less experience and be younger in a mindset of what you're trying to achieve. So it's a different way that different card readers, some people stick to the tradition of it. My whole thing is younger can come across with age or a mental mindset set based on what circumstance they put into. Either you was coming off like this to somebody in the past you was talking to, or they was coming off like this to you, that they was just mentally not mature, or their thoughts was not mature when it came to being in a one-on-one relationship. If you already coupled up, what it's saying is that um during the past, when you was trying to build something better in your relationship, what was happening was that either your companion got feisty about it and started mouthing off about it, or you came off with the companion like this when they was trying to bring certain things into the relationship to make it better in the past, and you kind of became combative or verbally kind of lashing out, because or came out verbally lashing. In a sense, it made you look immature about what was jumping off or what was being brought to the table. Either your companion did this in the past, or you did this in the past, or you both did it to each other when different pockets in the past that you was bringing up different ideas that could have helped the relationship, but it came off very immature, and it came off like you didn't know what you was talking about because you didn't have enough experience in that subject or that matter that could have helped the relationship be better in the past. What you have crowning above you is the Page of Cups in the upright. So the Page of Cups is if you're single, you could be meeting another person that is younger, or a person that is younger when it comes to dealing with their emotions when it's in a one-on-one setting with a person. I'm going to put that on the table right now. So you could be meeting this person. They can be, I call it the puppy dog love kind of thing. They get this new experience of love and they kind of get drunk on it and they just want to keep experiencing it. And they may come off like that to you, or you may be coming off like that to somebody that you meet this person and you kind of get this puppy dog effect on this person, and you kind of keep levitating to the person because of like being Google over the person, or they are saying something that emotionally strikes you to keep you levitated to them in this sort of puppy dog fashion. Either somebody you're talking to is going to come off like this to you, or you're going to be coming off like this to somebody when you're talking to them about being in a one-on-one relationship. But the one thing about it is, if you're talking about anything permanent from the time that y'all left the grounds of just being casual, they can spin that off into almost of a obsession when it comes to it, because you are the first one they have this puppy dog look on. So you have to kind of watch that. You could be coming off like that to somebody that you're trying to talk to, or they coming off like that to you and presenting that to you. If you already coupled up, what it's saying is that during the month, during these kind of these periods that your companion can be thinking about, um more of a building a financial thing or a grounded thing with the coins being underneath you, that they may take a second look at their heart space and kind of crack the door open when you come bring an idea that could be helping them, helping your relationship be better. Either your companion's going to do this, or you're going to do this with the companion, that they're gonna open up a little to it. They're gonna open their heart space up a little to see how far it goes, or see what they could get out of it, and see if they could get emotional satisfaction, kind of break the monotony up of just keep focusing on a more of a financial thing to build the relationship. They might second guess your idea and say, okay, maybe it would work in our relationship, so we'll just go ahead and do it. And they will kind of shine up to it and be a little bit giving on doing that, if it makes you emotionally satisfied and content in the relationship. Either your companion is going to do this, or you're going to do this with the companion. What you have going into the future is the Four of Coins in the reverse. So the Four of Coins in the reverse is saying that for singles, you could be meeting somebody that uses money, or you could notice you're talking to a person and trying to get them in a one-on-one relationship, and their spending habit is trying to present a certain vision of how they would be in a relationship, kind of like they will spend all this kind of money on whining and dining the person they in a relationship with. Or this person could have a bad spending habit. It's a fine line, but they probably using the money that they're spending and not giving a care about their personal foundation or savings when it comes to their own individual standing, and using it to kind of rope somebody into a relationship. But they could be having a bad kind of spending this whining dying kind of attitude when it comes to getting into a one-on-one relationship. If you're talking to this person, either you're coming off like this to somebody you're talking to, or somebody's coming off like this to you, that you're getting to a point that you're feeling like, for you to get into a one-on-one relationship, you have to buy your way into a relationship. And you could be coming off like this, or somebody is talking to you like this, that they have this cadence that they have to buy a relationship. That could be coming off. Or you could be at a state that you're going out too much, trying to find a relationship by doing different things, or putting yourself into different situations that cost a little coins, and is going past your actual budget, your personal living budget, to chase this relationship, or chase this certain person, or to whining dine this certain person. So you have to kind of watch that. Either somebody's coming off like that to you, or you're coming off like that to somebody. If you are already coupled up, what it's saying to me, and what the vision I'm getting, is your companion is more concerned about what is going outside the door of your relationship when it comes to spending, because your companion can be feeling like it's about to cause a wedge, or you're on a breaking point of something, that it will become an argument and put a wedge between the bond between you and your companion, because it's too much stuff that you took important as your foundation, more like your coins or your bills, or too much stuff is going out the door, and they may know, or you may know, that it can cause a relationship, a wedge in your relationship. But it's saying that it's a certain kind of um, financial thing that is kind of disrupting your foundation for you to build a better bond because of external factors, or it's just the time and the season with the holidays coming up, or you spent too much money on a Halloween party or whatever, that eventually down the line, if it's not corrected, it's going to become a big argument, kind of. So maybe that's why your companion is probably trying to focus on more, or being willing to do a little heart space reconstruction to your relationship, because they want to take their mind off of what was already lost on a financial level, or is what's already been went out the door, so they won't harp on it or keep thinking about it, so it can create a rift in your relationship. So let me go ahead and get some clarifiers on some of these reversals and see what is really going on with this. And let's just see with the page what you're working with. This page of wands, this lazy person, or this lazy cadence that somebody's working with. You got judgment in the reverse. So what it is that if you're single, what it's saying is that you're taking this person as is. You're not really trying to be critical about what this person is doing, and it's more likely because you just met this person, you can't really offer an opinion or a judgment on person because you're still trying to figure them out. So you kind of let your judgment or your senses of what is going on in your realm physically when you're talking to them, and you're trying to leave it open. Basically, you're leaving it open. You can see if it's going to move past this point that is looking kind of disruptive, when it comes to you talking to this person in a one-on-one. Somebody could be doing this to you, or you're doing this to somebody else, by not trying to cast a kind of opinion or judgment on it based on first meetings, or maybe even second or third meetings. You're not trying to judge that person off the bat, or filter what that person is doing wrong, or match it up to what you want in a relationship just yet. You still at a state of filling this person out. If you already coupled up, what it's saying is you're not passing judgment on what is going on with your bond, with your one-on-one. Even if your companion is kind of blowing off certain ideas that you're bringing to help build a relationship, you're taking it as that person is in that mood at that time, because they may be focusing on something else, or they may be crafting something else for later down the line to bring in to help your relationship be better. So you're not trying to either make a snap judgment about what is going on right at that moment, and you're trying to let it ride out to see where it's going, or you still having faith that everything will work out in a later time without you putting your foot down right at that moment to cause another rift between the bond between you and your companion. Let me go ahead and get another card on it. Yeah, you got the Wheel of Fortune. So definitely, like I said, was that with the singles and the couples, basically, you're waiting for the situation to play itself out or move to another direction. You're hoping that, for singles, you hoping this person's laziness, or this kind of nonchalant attitude they having when you're talking to them, be on one-on-one, would kind of blow over once they got used to you, or they kind of find something that they could levitate to you to be in a one-on-one relationship, and you're hoping that it will move forward. Eventually it will move forward. Maybe it will take this person to realize they do have somebody that's worth their while talking to them, so they probably will move in a positive direction or change the course of it for the kind of the better when it comes to you talking to them to be on a one-on-one relationship. Either somebody you're talking to is going to do this, or you're going to do this with somebody that's trying to talk to you to be in a relationship. And for the couples, it's definitely saying that you're letting this moment ride, so later down the line, maybe maybe your relationship needed to hit this point real quick. So either you can do this or your companion can do this or both of y'all could do this, is to make a call and try to push it in a opposite direction that could be a benefit to you and your companion. So let me go ahead and see what the past is talking about with you, with this tired ass sword. Okay, you got, I have to look, the hermit in reverse. So for singles, whoever you was talking to the past with this mouth, with this that was talking real salty, or you was coming off with this person in the past talking salty to him, you wasn't even thinking about that person. Your mind was rapidly, you wasn't sitting back and trying to analyze stuff. It was basically the dude talk crazy, you snapped back and it kept it moving. You didn't try to even digest what the person was saying, or this person in the past that you was talking to wasn't even trying to digest what you was saying. They wasn't trying to step out of that. When they was talking to you, sometimes people get these little flash points, and it usually happens when you talk to a person, when you meet them in a casual setting or a bar setting. You kind of filter the situation and you let that person talk to you, and then sometimes you get these in flashes when they say certain things. I know I do. They get these flashes when they said these set of words, and you have to step back and kind of say, okay, what the hell you was talking about when you hit that line. You get to that point, but that person, whoever you was talking to, went and raced and started talking crazy after that point. They just couldn't control it. Whatever they were saying after you talked to them became very cruel, or it was coming off jaded, or it was coming off nasty, or it was coming off like, damn, really? I just brought that up. That was not really where I was trying to head with it, but you took it to another level. Okay, whatever. So whoever you was dealing with in the past, they was not thinking about whatever you was talking about, and whatever you triggered got them to trigger a kind of backwards reaction when you was talking to them. Either you came off like this with somebody in the past, or somebody in the past came off like this with you. For couples, it's almost the same thing. Is that your companion became moody on whatever you was talking about and kind of being whiny and snappy about it, because they wasn't stepping back and trying to see where you was aiming, or trying to see if it could have a benefit, and kind of sit back and say, is it really a benefit for both of us, or a benefit for them, or a benefit for our union, or whatever. They just took what you said instantly, misinterpreted, and got snappy on it. That's what it basically is saying. So let me go ahead and get another one. Oh, they was adamant about it. The Knight of Swords. Wow, they was really adamant about it. For singles, what it's saying is definitely whoever you was talking to in the past, or somebody in the past was talking this to you, you went gun ho for it. Whatever they was saying and you misinterpreted whatever they said, you went full fledged and gave it to them. You went full fledged and kind of, you served them the words. That's what you did. You served them the words. And whatever they said that you kind of misinterpreted, or this person did this to you, misinterpreted whatever you said, and went gun ho. They jumped on the horse and they mouth went with it. So, and that's what happened. Basically, if it was something that you could have worked out with this person to be in a one-on-one relationship, it didn't work out because they took your initial thing that you was presenting, took it negative, and just ran their mouth to a full gabbit on it. So that's what it basically kind of ruined that situation in the past. Either you came off with it like this to somebody in the past, or somebody did this to you in the past. If you already coupled up, it's saying the same thing. Your companion misinterpreted what you was presenting. They didn't understand it fully. They didn't wrap their head around it good enough for you to see if it had a benefit for the relationship. Either you did this to the companion in the past, or the companion did this to you, or you both was doing it to each other, but you presented something. They couldn't fully grasp it and see if it was going to benefit them, or step back out of whatever you were saying, and they just went with it. They just went with it and went cuckoo crazy on it, and they became more moody on it when it was a couple. They became moody and snappy on it, but they ran with that first thing that came in their mind. That's what it was basically saying. The first words that came in their mind, once you brought it up, they ran with it. So They just let it be open. And they just said it. So let's just go and see about these pentacles and see what's really going on. Okay. Not too bad. You have the Fool upright. For singles, this person this person that you may be talking to going in the future that's spending a bunch of coins on this wine and dine aspect of trying to kind of levitate you to get with them because they rather spend the coins or a lot of coins to prove that they is a provider to when it comes to being in a one-on-one relationship. This is their first time doing it. They try it, what it's saying is, in to me, what I'm getting is they tried other ways in the past to get in a one-on-one relationship with somebody. Either you're doing this to somebody you was talking to, or somebody is doing this to you. That you tried other ways. You tried talking into a relationship. You kind of did the emotional thing to get into a relationship. You did all kind of stuff, so you decided, or this person decided to say, maybe if I can spend this money or show them that I am a provider, maybe that will levitate to me, to this person, to me, to be in a relationship. So this is a new way of this person trying to get into a one-on-one relationship. That's what I'm getting with the Fool. For a couple up, it's going to kind of flip around. They getting mad about the money. I mean, it's the money is going to be a factor, but maybe your companion is doing this or you're doing this, that this money that's going out the door, and I'm getting a feeling about this is not for no household stuff. I have a funny feeling that either you're doing this with the companion or the companion's doing this, that you're planning something else with this money that's going out the door. You're trying to build like a surprise or something. I'm getting the word surprise, or you're trying to present something else to kind of wash out the situation. I mean, you could be buying a ring, you could be buying your companion a gift, but the companion didn't find out what the money was being used for. And you're trying to either buy them a gift or buy them something expensive, and the money, or you trying to save up this money or kind of spend this money to buy the ultimate Christmas gift. I'm hearing the ultimate Christmas gift for your companion, but your companion kind of got wind that the money is leaving and it's causing a disruption, and they're trying to question it, but they're not trying to really judge it. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing it that somebody's about to get a special gift during Christmas time. But they're spending the money now, and that could be because the deal is popping off now, and they have to jump on it and lock it in now, and the money has to go out now, so they can get it during that time when usually when Christmas time come up, everything goes up. So they probably had to jump on it now. So I'm hearing that somebody about to get something special jumping off with them. Somebody in a relationship, they are who are already coupled up. Somebody's about to spend some money to get something real special. I'm hearing that, and this is something that they never did before. They never, maybe if you had a companion that never spent a lot of money when it came to each other, but they want to show you their full affection for you, they going to buy you the ultimate thing. But they have to spend the money now because the deal is on the table now, and lock it in. That's what I'm hearing. Not too bad. I mean, I can work with that too, but that's not too bad. And the last card is, yeah, okay. You got the Two of Swords in reverse. So for singles, this person that you're talking to that's doing the wine and dine, this new way of trying to get into a relationship, they already thought about it, and they thought about it based on past actions they already did. They already did the actions before, and tried the other ways of being in a relationship. Either did this when you're talking to somebody, or somebody did this to you, that they already thought about it, and they thought this is the best new move for them to do, is try to wine and dine a person to get into a relationship, or show the person that they are a provider. Not really showing that they very emotional. They just showing that they're a provider and they worth they worthy of being in a one-on-one relationship. Either you're coming off like this with somebody you're talking to, or somebody's coming off like this to you, that they already made that decision and that's the path they're going down. But it's a new path for them to be trying to whining dine a person or kind of extend their wallet out to do this. So you may not want to take full advantage of it, play humble and say, yeah, that's cool, but we don't have to do that. We could do something cheaper or blah, 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 blah. Let's try to just walk around a lake or go to the beach, or, we don't have to do this. Let's just home it down on this money thing and kind of dial them back into some kind of nurturing nature, kind of heart base kind of stuff that don't bleed the wallet kind of thing. Just don't run with it. Even though Capricorns love them coins, I'll be the first one. Caps love them coins, but don't do that to this person, because the person, I ain't gonna say they hungry for a relationship, but they're trying all kind of pocket stunts to be in a relationship. And just don't be a callous bitch and do all that. Try to avert that person to learn how to do other things without spending a whole mess of damn coins to do it. That's my advice to you. For coupled up, it's basically saying that when I was saying I had that feeling about horning the money away for a special gift, they made that decision because the deal was put on the table right at that time. It was put on that time. They rather let you deal and get frustrated kind of with the money going out the door, because they rather use their heart space later on to clean it up. But it seems like to me somebody's going to get something special, and the decision has already been made to do it. The ball has already been rolling in the court like that, because it is a timing thing. So somebody's gonna get a good gift around Christmas. I give it to them. They spend their money now being smart and getting it while it's cheap, but somebody's about to get something special. So I hope you like this reading. Go ahead and hit subscribe. Go ahead and leave your comments at the bottom. You can thumb the video up or down, and I'll talk to you later.